everyone, and welcome to Short Rest for Trials of VinTear. Yeah, Short Rest for episode 17. I got everything right. Yeah. Hi. Oh, guys, we had a party today. We all got partied up. Some drinks, some old wine, entertainment, secrets. What's going through everyone's mind?
Arrow's mad.
Arrow's mad.
Arrow got mad. Yeah, he was enjoying his conversation with Snail. Loves talking shop. Hasn't gotten to in a really long time. Then Yuka starts spewing this nonsense. Starts talking about, like, being bothered by grieving people, wanting to bring back their loved ones. Started getting really mad. He's really mad. He's looking sus at the forward guard member now.
Yeah, that does it. Either that is her or not her. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I wrote the, obviously it's this doctrine, this idea that Yuka has that's been in place for a while. It's also I think underlining it's a reaction from being a DM and seeing, especially I do start playing, so I play a bunch of DM for a bunch of parties who have different ideals and different goals and different ways to handle things. And there's always that stereotype of the party that's a murder hobo, or the party that steals from other party members, or steals from, like, oh, we didn't get a discount? Well, fine, we're just going to threaten the shop owner. And that is a real thing that probably these shop owners have experienced. And so it's like, these people have come together and be like, screw this. Let's do the Civil War Registration Act.
They're unionizing.
They're unionizing. Is that a bad thing?
Because it's Yuka, yes, but like if
yeah,
it's somebody else.
The thing.
Yeah,
and
Yuka talking about
weird doctrines.
Yeah, this guy talking about standing up for the little guy, this state prosecutor. I'm a little.
The guilds.
No, I know. But
Yeah,
given like
he tried to get us thrown in jail for bullshit reasons.
Knowingly, unjustly tried to get us thrown in jail.
Yeah.
And he's over here talking about, like, oh no, the little guy is good and adventurer is bad. Unless they're registered.
He also he did get chewed out by
He did, which I appreciated.
Yeah, he did get chewed out for that.
Yeah, I think Legati is like, I don't know, Legati considers himself a traveler and an archaeologist. The adventuring and stuff is secondary to that, and it happens along the way. Legati would probably like register if it didn't stop him from doing what he wanted to do anyway. He might like register and then just do what he was going to do anyway, and then get pissed if somebody like tried to throw him in jail or anything like that. Right? I think the concept of it doesn't strike Legati as like bothersome or immoral, but he doesn't like Yuka, so it's like, well, I know this is coming from a place of bullshit.
Yeah.
Because it's this guy specifically.
Yeah, he is very much a scoundrel, a snake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Arrow considers himself like a sailor and a sellsword. Adventurer has this kind of like continuous whimsy to it that he does not prescribe to. So he's not really taking it personally as much as it is like, yeah, if they register, there are going to have to be rules, and just objectively, those rules will sometimes get in the way of helping someone.
Yeah, Captain America. Yeah, you stand on that side.
Oh, well, it's more of Arrow also. Just again, he's the resurrection part really ticked him off. That struck something in him.
Yeah, I've sort of written. I thought about that concept too. Of like, obviously, I wanted to make sure that this was a well thought out conversation and debate, and I had to justify a little bit. I was like, well, why in the world would this actually be better than the alternative solution of just going to a church and being like, resurrect my friend who killed on it accidentally? Resurrection does take diamonds and material, and it's consumed, and so that it was written, and there is a history within the world. Like, this was tried. This idea of like, we'll just give everything to anyone by word alone, and it was too much. It was too much for the kingdom to handle, and then the Potter's Guild created
He's mad that I won't read the
Oh.
book.
But no, they created the forward guard, and everything's working perfectly, at least well enough. They're heralded as heroes.
You don't mind the shambling plant monster in the office.
Yeah, I
That's
think
normal.
that's a plant that's a plant to put on a show. That's what I think.
Yeah. I mean, we saw the show already. We know what it looks like at that front gate.
Oh no, it's fine.
But no, it was an interesting concept. So, the Potter's Guild made the forward guard, and all of the kind of the fix it scenarios that handle afterwards, like the bystanders afterwards. And so, people, if anyone dies because of the forward guard, there's a possibility they can be resurrected. And so what Yuka's proposing is, well, why don't we have everyone registered like the forward guard, and that way we can all be resurrected by the books.
Doesn't like it, and he doesn't like the concept that he would have to register and be tied down to specifically this kingdom. Let him out.
There's
staying in the. Go ahead.
No, go for it.
In the world of comic books, the X-Men recently ended their Krakoa era, unfortunately, which I thought was the best and coolest thing they've done in like 40 years. But for those who don't know, all the mutants go to live on an island. Good mutants and bad mutants go to live on a mutant island. And one of the things they do is they figure out when you combine a set of mutants together, they can cure death. If a mutant dies, they can regrow their body and restore their mind to a recent cerebro backup. And I think part of the reason I really like that comic book is that I think it's really interesting how they play with that, what it does to a culture when you've cured death. But also, there's a long queue of who will be resurrected. And some people get to skip the line. Like Xavier gets to skip the line, other people don't. And it's like, should we bring this bad person, this bad mutant back to life? And it's only mutants. They could do humans, but they pretend they couldn't do humans, right? So like the bureaucracy involved with resurrection and immortality is really interesting. It's also something I wouldn't want Yuka anywhere near the levers of control over, right? I don't want him making the call of who gets resurrected and who doesn't.
And it's funny because in game that Yuka did this horrible thing and trying to pin the blame on you guys. Mm-hmm. He did that, and only one person within, at least you can tell within the Potter's Guild, found out secondhand, and was very upset with it. Like, hey, that's not how we work, so let's try to be better and try to make a deal out of it. So I think that's a right way to think. Like, this is a good system, but having the wrong people in front of it is really scary and kind of, it can be corruptive. This is also me trying to indoctrinate you into signing up. Obviously, I don't expect you guys to do so, but I'm like I'm being devil's advocate. I'm like fighting for it.
Maybe we kill Yuka and then this organization becomes better, right? That was the other thing I had considered when we were trying to figure out who the mass. Now we know it's Yuka or whatever, but it's like, what if we just don't leave this party? What if we just stay here until the only person left is us and Yuka? And then we just have a conversation. We could be the host. This is our house for all anybody else knows, right? Yeah. I don't know if it's going to come to that, but that was one thing I thought when I was considering pulling people's masks off and lighting the building on fire.
There is one thing that may hinder that. For one, there are some people who are kind of skeptical about this plan. You can see that there are innocents in this room who are like, I don't know. But the idea of shaping what the forward guard could look like is definitely enticing to anyone to be like, oh, so I get to pick the people who will help me, especially on these hard times, or who will repair and protect me. It's an enticing idea, where most of what you can assume, like, I'm sure prior to all of this, you guys thought like, oh, the forward guard were probably selected by the crown, people with power. They're not. They're selected by these collection of guild people.
Interesting. Why does the Potter's Guild? I know it's just the shaping and all that, but how long has this been around? I thought he was recently.
He just said many years ago. I mean, we have one person who was trained by someone who was part of the forward guard, the original forward guard.
But then how old is Yuka?
I mean,
Is Yuka
Obadiah is a sea elf, so he's like when Phoenix says 72, she means like that's what he would look like if he were a human. He's really old.
Well, there's a lot
That's
of
what I mean, right? Like, the forward guard as we know it is really old, so I guess unless Yuka is also really old, he has taken someone else's position in this guild.
Yeah, either he's
Yeah,
taken
I
a
don't think he
position-
invented it, right? He's just its current advocate or whatever.
Exactly, and we don't know
True.
when Obadiah joined, at what age.
Yeah, but he was part of the original group.
Yeah, but we don't know when he joined it, you know? There's a lot of open questions, but it's one of those ideas that were... it's like President, what is it, from Spider-Man? Oswald? No, that's not it. Who's the Green Goblin?
Oh.
Norman Osborn.
No, like President Osborn, where he like became
Yeah.
worse or whatever, and it's like I
Yeah.
don't want to, or even like Lex Luthor. It's like I don't want to work with this person, but they're also feeding Superman information about how to save the planet because of if this
Right.
will hit everyone. It's like, yeah, there's a. I'm so happy.
Yeah. It's very interesting. I like the party setup, like with all the masks and stuff, the illusions.
Yeah.
I'm very curious that like a lot of people showed up despite not caring. Like, who was it? Yellow? Who was like, I'm probably gonna dip after like before
Yeah.
the presentation.
People were curious.
Yeah.
But I think you can all witness, if people were to gasp seeing a forward guard member, like, on call, they're going to be like, whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
Now it's enticing, because these guys are known heroes. A lot of questions.
I think if Phoenix learns that, she's gonna be pissed the hell off.
If you what?
If she learns that, she's gonna be pissed the hell off because she's like, "You're a sellout. You're a freaking sellout. No wonder why he didn't want to be here with you."
All right.
You're
Well,
a cop.
I think that's what we're going to call today's short rest. So thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.